Hey guys, I did a little bit of shooting today, my own shooting, a little comparison and how I would shoot, how I do shoot a dot compared to an iron sight gun. And I just got a couple of Glock 34s here. They're set up the exact same way. This one's got a loophole delta point on it. The other one here has my Vogel Dynamics Glock sights on it. And all I did, just experiment. I had 4 USPSA targets, pretty much a couple feet apart. And just simply everything was just draw 2, 2, 2, 2. Just straight up shooting for hit factor scoring. And I did that with each gun, one time, no do-overs, no nothing. 3 yards, 5 yards, 7, 10, 15, and 25. And I literally just added up the times and divided it by the points, points divided by time. And surprisingly, I was expecting to do probably a little bit better with the dotted distance. It all came out even. I literally shot almost the exact same hit factor. I think I had a 13 with the irons and like a 12.8. So it was just slightly better with the irons. Overall, I mean, the times were almost the same. Differences that I noted, the only real difference came, I noticed it, and this is just for me, at 10 yards, I shot a couple of Ds with this thing. Everything else was just a few Cs here and there. But at 10 yards, I shot a couple of Ds, and I think it's because I wanted to shoot a little bit faster than what I could really let the dots settle. And I didn't call them either, which is, it's definitely a problem. So that's just something I noticed more in my own shooting with that. Again, I was expecting to shoot a little bit better with this at distance. And I did afterwards, I shot just a 10-shot group with each gun, slow fire, at 25 to see how accurate I could shoot. Maybe 12 seconds or something like that. And I was able to, literally that was basically the same as well. I shot about a fist size, maybe a little bit bigger than a fist size group with each gun. Again, I would probably, if I put more time in on this, I should probably be able to shoot this thing a little bit better at those distances. But overall, I get asked a lot in classes, what do I think, dot gun carry, all this and that, whatever. In my opinion, as far as a carry gun, which that kind of seems to be all the rage these days, everybody's going to a dot, and it's fine. Personally, I think you need to be at a certain level, okay, to really take advantage with the dot. What I see overall is pretty much everybody, okay, is going to shoot better with the dot when you're doing the slow fire, part-time, B8 stuff, shooting at dots and things like that. Everybody's going to shoot better with one of these. Now, when you start shooting, in my opinion, what I call real speed, USPSA speed, where you're shooting, a 20 split and trying to aim fast and all that, then there's not quite as much difference. What I see is, and the reason I say I think you should be at a certain level is, again, this is across hundreds of students, seeing them. A lot of guys that are kind of lower level shooters or kind of middle of the road shooters actually are slower on the close stuff. 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards. Because they're not finding the dot all the time, they're not learning to shoot without the dot, and they just have issues with that. And personally, me, a carry gun, that's where it's at. That's where most of that stuff is going to happen. So just again, my thoughts on that. My like a 1 to 10 scale, skill level wise. 1 being somebody that just picked up a gun, 10 being like a grandmaster. Personally, I think somebody should be more, at least about a 6 or so. On that scale before I would probably recommend them carrying a dot as a self-defense gun. In my opinion, and I'll just say it flat out, your average cop out there, they're going to shoot better in the quals scores for sure. I mean, you're giving guys 8 seconds to do something that it really needs to be done in 2. And so guys, they're shooting better scores, but reality is bad guy's not going to stand still for 8 seconds. It's going to happen fast. I mean, look at all the videos, that's what they show. So I'm not really one way or the other. I'm not saying get a dot or don't get a dot, but I don't think your average guy out there in real self-defense type situations is necessarily going to do better with a dot, especially on the closer stuff. So I'm sure some people disagree or want to argue with me about something like that, but that's just what I see. Also, I think if you can shoot, you can shoot. I 99.8% of the shooting I've ever done has been with an iron gun. I've shot this here and there. I probably haven't shot it in one of these in 3 or 4 months. I pick this thing up, I basically shoot the same thing. So it's there's definitely some tricks and different things about shooting a dot well, but it's not in my opinion, it's not a completely different animal as far as that goes. Again, if you can shoot, you can shoot. It's the fundamentals, your grip, your trigger control, being able to just put that gun out there and have it be right there. And again, I could go on and on about this for a long time, and I talk about that in a lot of my classes. But anyway, just a quick little experiment. Not much prep for this. I just did it. Thought I'd make a short little video, and maybe you guys can get something out of it.